Randall Cobb is coming back? I've been waiting for this moment! Grossi Posse Packer Nation! Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. He's got Cobb! Sorry, Bears fans. Grossi. News has just come out after being speculated upon yesterday and confirmed today that the Green Bay Packers are currently working with the Houston Texans to make a trade for wide receiver Randall Cobb. That's right. Hasn't been on the team since 2018, but Aaron Rodgers' buddy is coming home. And I know there's going to be some Debbie Downers about this, but I'm happy from a fan perspective because I love Randall Cobb. I don't buy a lot of jerseys for wearing, but I bought Randall Cobb's. And I'm so happy that I get to dust it off again. So I mentioned this yesterday in the video about Aaron Rodgers, that it was speculated that Randall Cobb could be coming back and that Aaron Rodgers wanted that. And it made sense from the standpoint of James Jones mentioned earlier this offseason when this whole debacle was going on, that Rodgers wasn't necessarily upset with the people coming into the organization and being drafted. It was more the people that were leaving that he thought could still contribute to the team, i.e. Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Jared Cook, etc. Now, something that is going to have to get worked out is Randall Cobb is going to have to take a pay cut or they're going to have to push some money out because he is due to make over $8 million this year with the Texans. So not only are the Packers going to have to trade for him and give up some value, but they're also going to have to restructure that contract, or the Texans are going to have to wind up eating some of that. So maybe that's going to translate into a higher draft pick that the Packers trade for him, because right now the Packers have a little over $3.5 million in cap space. So there's some math that needs to occur. Now, one of the big questions that's coming out of this is this the Aaron Rodgers effect? And it most certainly seems like it, because as was reported yesterday, Aaron Rodgers now has some say on the personnel and what's going on with the team. And so it kind of makes sense that he wants Randall Cobb to come back, only because Jordy Nelson is working on a farm somewhere. Jordy, if you're listening, please come back. And for the positives of this move, like, one, it keeps Aaron Rodgers happy. And I know there's already going to be critics who are like, oh, you shouldn't let one player have a complete control over the franchise. He doesn't, but it does keep Aaron Rodgers happy. It's a close confidant within the locker room, and he's also a great locker room presence for the rookies. On top of that, he's going to fit very, very well within Matt LaFleur's system. And on top of that, people are worried about, oh man, what about Amari Rodgers? He was supposed to be Randall Cobb 2.0. Well, Amari Rodgers, when he got drafted, I talked about this, his father was Randall Cobb's receivers coach. So they know each other very, very well. And unlike a Justin Jefferson, usually it's very difficult for a rookie wide receiver to come in and make an immediate impact. Aaron Rodgers obviously already has a lot of trust with Randall Cobb. They have a relationship, and so this is going to allow Amari Rodgers to kind of ease into this role. I wouldn't be surprised if Amari Rodgers is going to still be the primary kick and punt returner, but for right now, this is actually kind of a win for Amari Rodgers, because I don't imagine Randall Cobb is going to be on this team for like a significant amount of time, and if all goes well, Amari Rodgers is. So yes, Randall Cobb is not as productive as he was. He's going to be 31 this year, but I still think that he could be used in a limited capacity, and as was already spoken about by James Jones, some guys are also just really good for the locker room, and you sometimes just need that veteran presence. And so he's bringing that to this wide receiver core. He's bringing it to the team. And again, Aaron Rodgers has another trusted person in that locker room. So we'll have to wait and see what the logistics are of the restructured contract for Randall Cobb, and of course, what value we give up to the Texans. So I am curious to see what that's going to look like. Is it going to be like a 5th round pick, a 6th round pick? Maybe it's a little bit higher even for the Texans to eat some of that contract. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is this something that you're happy about, Packers fans? Or are you kind of a little dismayed at the fact that Rodgers has this much power, or that we should be not bringing in Randall Cobb and it should be signing other people? Let me know what you think. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy, all social media, see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout and thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.